Welcome back, everyone. Now, at the end of the last episode, our city was looking like this. And at the time, I was pretty darn pleased with it. Now, I knew that I wanted to try and tinker around with the buildings a little bit. But then I spotted these two buildings over here. And just seeing those two buildings side by side, I thought, you know, that looks quite good. That little thought led me into a tinkering session that makes my previous tinkering sessions look like a children's tea party. I cannot tell you the pain and the suffering that I went through after that little revelation, because what I wanted to do was control the exact models that I was getting in every single position to create this image that formed in my mind. And after 30, yes, you heard me, after 30 in-game years, we went from this to this. And for those of you who are actually playing along, boy, have you got some catching up to do. I've got so much to tell you about like how to do this and what you need to do in order to achieve this, and so much to show you. I think we better get started. So what do you think, guys? Isn't she beautiful? Oh, I love the way the sun catches the buildings. This kind of leaves me a bit speechless. This is the image that I had in my head for the academy. You know how I was saying about I wanted it to be ordered? This is the level of order that I was going for. The one word that keeps coming into my head is precision. Absolute precision. The placing of every building, the exact model that appears in every single place to create total order. And oh man, like I said, I have got so much to show you and so much to tell you. Now, at the end of the last episode, I said I was going to place the nanoscale plant, and what I did was down here, I put in the old. This is the nanoscale over here. I put in the nanoscale, and I created like a sort of a little physics department going on over here. So we've just got a few medium density industrial, just 3, and I just want to show you this. I know I'm going to go through like all the details for you, but we're filling about half of our freight orders, which is helping to keep our commerce happy. Okay, so this is our little industrial area down here. No changes to our little waste and recycling area down here, but I've moved the clinic over here, increased the fire department, and we've got the police station there. So all of our basic services are there. To complete the basic services, I need to show you, I put a police precinct in over here. Now, the reason I changed that up to a precinct was simply because the precinct looks better. The precinct kind of doesn't look too bad there, but the police station, I've got to say, the police station, no, doesn't work for me. Now, I put in a bus terminal, and I thought, yeah, it's kind of not a terribly interesting building. These kind of look like kind of warehouses, kind of. So I thought, yeah, that kind of goes with this little bit of industrial over here. I'm thinking this is the physics research department over here, where they put together their new inventions. Oh, man, what do I show you next? What do I show you next? You know, I think we should talk about the academy building. You remember I said that I wanted to create focus on the academy, to make the academy building like the center of everything. And I hope you agree that this arrangement of buildings, I think, achieves that. Because the alignment of these buildings, everything is pointing the eye towards the academy building here. And even these buildings, which I absolutely adore, these four buildings, with this slope here, they're all pointing towards the academy building. And guys, I don't know if it's just me, but do these kind of look like arms? Do these look like sentries guarding the academy? Like, how cool is that? I've got to say, I absolutely love how this has turned out. Like so much, I really can't put it into words. I absolutely love it. Now, I've been very selective with the models that I've used, because I wanted to keep this color scheme, this blue and white color scheme, which mirrors the academy buildings. And these models, I think, pick that up best. But there's just some slight differences in the colouring, and it goes from this sort of very light blue into these darker blues. And then for a centerpiece, I picked this building, which I think is just the most fabulous model. And I love this blue and green neon sign that lights up. Just absolutely love that. And it's such an elegant building. And it's huge. I mean, these things are pretty big, but this is just enormous. I mean, it's twice the height of these residential buildings. So we've just got these 5 commercial buildings, which is kind of just about perfect for the population that we've got, which is small. I mean, we've got a population of like 16,000. Look, I just love the way the sunlight catches these buildings. Oh, you just get this awesome shiny look to it. I can't tell you the hours that I've... Oh, look at that. Futuristic plane. Love those. I can't tell you the hours that I've spent while I've been waiting for these buildings to build, and I'll tell you all the details of that. I can't tell you how many hours I've just spent, just doing slow spins on this and just looking at it. Come on. Pretty easy on the eye, you've got to admit. And even these base modules, I think they fit in so beautifully with the color scheme. Love it. Now, okay, let's start getting into some details. Where should we start? Okay, let's have a look at the casinos first, because this is funding our city. Now, you remember that I said I was only going to put in like 1 or 2 roulette houses. Well, Now, wasn't enough to support the huge cost of this city, because the whole place is running with zero taxes, and I'll explain why in a little bit when I go into all the details of how to get all of these models. That's kind of crucial to be running at zero taxes for like everything. So we needed something that was going to fund the city. So, tinkered about with this, extended it, put in the extra roulette houses, 2 hotels, and the hotel models that I went for were kind of the least garish that I could find. And these 2 are quite nice. They're pretty simple. They've just got this little purple flash with with resort written on them. And the same at the back. They've just got this one, and again it's blue, which kind of doesn't clash with the rest of the city. There's just this one sign on each, so it's pretty discreet for a big garish casino. And I have to say, the elegant casinos don't look too bad. I mean, it would be nice if they were a bit more futuristic or whatever, but it's okay. Now, you're probably wondering about all of these, which are all around here. Now, bit of backstory, guys. Bit of backstory. As you know, the entire city was wiped out 50 years ago by a tsunami, and the tsunami is caused by a geological instability, which is about 100 miles offshore, and they do get tsunamis. Now, they haven't had like a really big one since the big one, but they have had little ones since the big one. So a lot has gone into protecting the city, and these devices scattered all along the coast, and these specially built little platforms. That was the word I was looking for. Platforms. This is the tsunami early warning system, and these little radar stations are just monitoring offshore for signs of tsunami. So they've actually got seismic detectors, but also radar and whatever. So very important. The city is kind of paranoid about the whole tsunami situation, and so obviously we have the levee. Now, this is the outer coastal defense wall, which runs like the whole length of the city. Okay, but the levees actually continue, and I think I mentioned this before, that there are layers. So you've got this outer defense wall, but each one of these inner rings is another levee, which all helps to protect the academy, because it's all about the academy. Now, these buildings, these apartment buildings, which are down on the coast, and this is why nobody kind of builds nice little beach houses and stuff, because too dangerous, just too darn dangerous. And for a long time there weren't any buildings here, were not any buildings here at all, because nobody wanted to live here. But the academy got the old scientists on the job, and they came up with this building, which is now used exclusively on the coast. And I want to show you this because I think this is very, very cool. The scientists at the academy came up with this design, okay? And if I can get the right view, you'll see that there's a gap between. Oh, there you go. There's a gap between each of these layers, and the way that each of these layers is angled is there purely to defend against storms and tsunamis. So you can imagine, like a wave of water coming through here. This actually helps to deflect the water. And rather than just like have a flat-fronted building, which would just be crushed, this helps to deflect the water, and also stops the water like rushing, like it creates eddies and whirlpools to help break up any kind of wave coming in here. which I think is awesome. And they've got these flat roofs, so like just in case, it's very easy for the air rescue guys to fish people out and take them to safety by air. And also, you got to admit, kind of nice. Nice view out over the ocean. Gotta say, I wouldn't mind living in one of these. Pretty sweet. And futuristic? Oh my God, I think so. I've got to say, I love how the terrain has worked out here. I love that it's created these little green turfed platforms. I think that looks just awesome. And I really like these tsunami early warning devices, which our friend Lucas worked on, one of the artists. And I think he did a fabulous job. Well done, Lucas. Okay. Now that, as I said, this goes around the entire city, and as you can see, just goes all the way around, and we've got these buildings carrying on that theme. I've got to say, I think the coastline looks pretty awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Now I did rework just this one little bit. Remember I had the road sort of curving in to join this, and then that curved in to join that, and I didn't like that. Didn't like that at all. So reworked it so that we've just got this one road running all the way around the outside. And you can see how these levees provide the layers of protection to the inner city. Okay, let's talk about getting these models, because I'll tell you guys, like if anybody's going to attempt this, trust me, it's not easy.